In the quiet village of Ajeromi, where the forest breathes with stories and the wind carries ancient whispers, there lived a mighty hunter named Olowu. He was strong, fearless, and skilled. When Olowu entered the forest, even the wild beasts seemed to hide. He was known far and wide, the hunter whose arrow never missed its mark. But behind all his greatness, there was something dark inside him: anger. Olowu's temper was like fire, wild, burning, and dangerous. Small thing he would explode, little mistake he would roar like thunder. People feared his temper more than they feared his gun. One day, his friend and fellow hunter Adepoju warned him, "Olowu, your anger will destroy you one day. A man who cannot control himself is like a fire that burns its own house." But Olowu only laughed. "Let them fear me. I am not a coward." Even his old mother begged him, "My son, anger is not strength. It is weakness dressed like power." But Olowu never listened. His pride was louder than wisdom. Years later, Olowu married a beautiful woman named Morunkeji. She was gentle, calm, and patient, the kind of woman whose voice could cool a storm. She loved Olowu deeply, even though his anger scared her sometimes. She tried to help him change, but the more she spoke softly, the more his temper grew. One evening, Morunkeji cooked yam porridge. She used little pepper because their children would eat too. When Olowu tasted it, his face changed. "What nonsense is this?" he shouted. "Did I marry you to feed me like a sick man?" Morunkeji tried to explain, "My husband, the children." But before she could finish, he flung the bowl to the floor. The food scattered. Neighbors ran in. Morunkeji wept quietly. That night, the village elder, Baba Agbaje, sent for him. The old man spoke slowly. "Olowu, true strength is not in your arm. It is in your mind. The man who cannot rule his temper is not a hunter. He is prey to his own spirit." Olowu apologized that night, but deep inside he was angry again, angry that they dared to correct him. Weeks later, during a hunting expedition, younger hunters were talking and laughing. One of them joked, "If Olowu's gun could talk, it would shout more than he does." They laughed until Olowu appeared behind them, his face hard like stone. He raised his cutlass. "Say it again," he thundered, "and I will cut you like antelope." Fear filled the camp. Everyone went silent. The fire crackled. Even the night went still. That evening, Olowu returned home. He was still burning inside. When he reached his hut, Morunkeji had not yet warmed his food. She had gone to fetch firewood. By the time she returned, Olowu's anger had already reached its peak. "You don't respect me anymore," he shouted. "You think because people pity you, you can treat me like a fool?" Morunkeji dropped the firewood and knelt down, crying, "My husband, please calm down. I didn't mean." But at that moment, anger blinded him. He grabbed his hunting knife, the same knife that had brought him fame and food, and in one foolish, fiery moment, he struck. The night went cold. The fire in his eyes turned to fear. Olowu stared at what he had done. Morunkeji lay still on the floor. He called her name once, twice, but her spirit had gone. The great hunter had slain the love of his life. At dawn the village gathered. The women wailed. The hunters lowered their heads. And Olowu, the mighty man of the forest, sat quietly, shaking with tears on his face. Baba Agbaje spoke again, his voice filled with sorrow. "Olowu, the spirit of anger never leaves a man empty. It always takes something precious." That evening, Olowu was taken to the same forest he once ruled, and there his story ended. Since that day, the elders of Ajeromi tell their children, "It is not the lion in the forest that destroys a man. It is the fire that burns inside his heart." And so the tale of Olowu, the angry hunter, became a lesson to all, that anger may begin like a spark, but if left to burn, it can consume everything you love. Control your anger before your anger controls you.